Okay, what's going on, everybody? My name is Mangg, and today we're playing Final Fantasy II. As it was known in America, and as we as kids understood it to be, but it is actually Final Fantasy IV, because if we had actually seen, Final Fantasy III, we would have known this is not a worse version. So, some of you may be wondering what happened to Final Fantasy III, as that was the last Final Fantasy video I put up. Well, tragedy struck, of course. I did not grow disinterested or anything like that. It was tragedy. I had just finished up that undersea cave, gotten all that loot, and I was real excited about getting back there and grinding up and doing all some sorts of good stuff. And I was just about to start doing that when I tried to push buttons on my controller and nothing was happening. The screen was frozen. And from the sound, from the audio, things were still happening, apparently in-game. But, I couldn't see anything. So I was like, well, that's a bummer. I think I might have saved, but if not, it's not a huge it's annoying, I guess, but whatever. So I pulled the plug on my RetroPie and plugged it back in and was like, all right, let's get to this. And I boot up Final Fantasy III. And suddenly the opening text crawl comes up, and I'm like, no. And sure enough, not a single save file in sight. I don't know what that is. I don't know what happened. I don't know how it works. Something with the emulator, some problem came up. I have no idea. Now, this was sort of preventable. I think if I had just made a save state by using the save state button combination on my controller, maybe that could have helped and I could have continued, but I didn't even think about it. I mean, why would I think I would lose my save? And you might say, well, man, that's what you get for playing on an emulator, blah, blah, but it's not like something like that has never happened on a cartridge or anything like that. Like, problems arise anywhere. It happens. And so that's a huge bummer, because I was into that game. I found my great grinding spot. I was very happy. I had a blood spear. But I could not find any place online that offered up save files or anything like that. There was really nothing I could do to remedy that situation other than just start over. And I was like, what, 8 hours, 9 hours? I think it was 9 hours into that game or something like that. And that's a rough thing to pick back up. I mean, I'm like 4 weeks or something like that ahead of my recording schedule. I mean, you won't see this for at least like 2 months. So I could have just sat back down and played through it again, but it's demoralizing no matter what. So it's definitely a bummer. I'm sure at some point I will play Final Fantasy III again. Maybe the DS version, like one of the remake versions, maybe on Steam, I don't know. Just because I do want to finish it. I'm interested in finishing it, which is, compare that to the Zelda games, I guess. But for now, we will continue soldiering on, moving on to something new and fresh that I'm not demoralized about, and that is Final Fantasy IV. Now, I did give some thought to the various remakes of this game. There are many different versions of Final Fantasy IV. My first thought was just the Super Nintendo version, this version, because this is what I grew up with. And so I figured from here on out, pretty much we're going to stick to the original versions. I thought maybe Final Fantasy VI, I might do the Game Boy Advance version, but I looked at the Game Boy Advance version of this game, which is a port of the WonderSwan Color remake. The problem with this, and many people seem to agree, is that it's a complete buggy mess on the Game Boy Advance. And I was looking at the bugs on the wiki page here. It said some minor bugs were introduced into the game, such as the following. Many times PCs will be skipped over for their turn. This is a function of the flawed ATB system. I don't know if that's a minor bug. And then it continues to go on. Other things that can occur from this destructive ATB bug. Rapidly melee attacking as someone tries to cast a spell can result in that character never casting the spell. That's bad. That's shit. There were some positive aspects, of course, of the Game Boy Advance version. But overall, I'm not risking losing my turn. That's terrible. You're fighting the final boss, you just lose your Cure 4 turn or whatever. Like, what? And then a lot of people said the PSP is like the best version. So I looked at the PSP version, and the graphics were just a big turnoff. Just no. And then I look, and the graphics for the Game Boy Advance version are pretty much the same as the Super Nintendo version, but for the PSP version, they really went with sort of... They redid, like, all the sprites and all that, and looks like more... I don't know, it just looks wrong to me. So I'm like, alright, screw it. We're just going with the original Super Nintendo version. There's nothing wrong with it. It's all good. That's what we're doing. I mean, look at this. This is beautiful. Keep in mind, this is coming off of Final Fantasy III, which, if you're watching this, you're probably intimately aware of it by now. I mean, look at this. Just moving backgrounds and all this color and just animate. It's also good. Captain Cecil, we're about to arrive. Good. Why are we robbing crystals from innocent people? That's our duty. Do we really have to keep doing this? Give us the crystal water. What have we done? Crystal your life. Never! Then take the crystal by force. Ah! No, don't. Dare to defy us? Oof, oh. Killing white wizards. Look at that guy's ponytail. Oh my god. Wow, alright, take the crystal. Should have said it earlier. Oh my god, he's... Oh gosh. Why is the King of Baron doing this? Why do you pursue the crystal so eagerly? We take pride in being members of the Red Wings. Looting is out of the question. Stop it. Captain, we can't stand doing this anymore. Listen. Possessing the crystal is an essential factor for our prosperity. Moreover, His Majesty judged that Mysidians know too much about the secret of the crystal. We are the Red Wings, the Air Force of the Kingdom Baron. The royal command is absolute. Captain. Oh. Monsters! Take up fighting positions! We're treated to our first battle with full backgrounds. Yeah, it's, you know, repeated texture just over the entire background, but it's better than the blackness. And they show us the nice new magic sort of animations with Firebomb there. It's just so good. Ouch! You okay? More coming. Watch out! You ain't hurting Cecil. Look at that. Look at that. Just like full screen magic animations. 16-bit. Everyone okay? Yes, sir. There are too many monsters these days. Too many, agreed. What's happening? Or is he asking, like, what's happening? We're over Baron. Make a landing. So, oh, Cecil, is it the crystal of water? When Mysidians were so helpless. What are you trying to say? This way, Cecil. When I was younger, me and my brother always called him Cecil. But I'm almost certain that's not how it's pronounced. Please wait here. Your Majesty, I'm afraid Cecil has developed quite a rebellious air. Truly? Well done, Bagan. We must do something. Call him in. Yes, Your Majesty. I think the shader is actually probably a little too strong. I think it's really sort of obscuring the facial features. Cecil, His Majesty summons you. Please come in. We thank you for successfully completing the mission. Now, where is it? Here, my liege. Hand over the crystal. Real crystal. Good. Cecil, you may leave now. Your Majesty. Oh! What? What is it? We do not understand the meaning of taking crystals away from honest people. Disobeying me? No, I don't. We do know of your discontent, Cecil. If you cannot trust me, I can no longer place the Red Wings in your command. You are dismissed from your post. Your Majesty! Oh, getting shut down. Go and hunt the summoned monsters of the Misty Valley, and take this package to the village Mist. You may depart tomorrow morning. Your Majesty. Yeah, Kane. Cecil didn't... If you're concerned about Cecil that much, go with him, Kane. Your Majesty. Now, leave with the package. Receive the package. Your Majesty. Sorry, Kane. Don't worry. He'll put you back in command of the Red Wings after this mission. But, never mind. Go back to your room and take a rest. Walk in all directions using the control pad. Yeah, alright, well... Isn't that funny that none of the other games needed to do this? But, for this game they decided, oh, let's help them. Let's help them a little bit. Okay. D-Knight. So, custom. Oh, yeah. Good. It's all good. I like the blue background for menus. It's traditional for me. Okay, well. We should get some rest. But first, we're gonna loot the hell out of the place. Cure 1. 10. 300 gold pieces. Do I have like a different version of this game? Oh, I do. Hold on. Well, no. I think I have the normal version of it. Yeah, you have to go, I was looking at a Final Fantasy IV guide, and I had to look up Final Fantasy II guide, which, hold on, I just want to clarify this. Alright. Yeah, but it's not... Alright, I think this is all correct. Yeah, 300 gold pieces, cure 1, and a tent. The guide that I was looking at gave me like 480 gold pieces and an ether. That would have been kind of nicer, but... I don't think there's actually that much looting to do, but... Cecil! You're not hurt? I was so anxious. We're not hurt. How could we be? The wizards didn't even raise their hands. Cecil! Can I see you later? Yeah, later. And here comes my man. Hey, Cecil! Sid? How's my airship doing? What's wrong? What? Who's gonna command the Red Wings then? I'm not sure what the king is thinking. He ordered me to make an airship, but I don't want it to be used as a weapon. Well, I gotta go home. Yeah, it's quite different than Sid from Final Fantasy II, who just smashes his airship into a giant boulder. Well, I gotta go home. I've been working all night and my daughter's worried about me. Okay. I don't know, for some reason this walkthrough lists all the dialogue. Like, I don't need, I'm reading it in the game. I've changed the sheets. Leaving early tomorrow morning, sir? Good night. Time to get a little shut-eye. Okay, I think after this intro they stop listing all the dialogue. That's good. What happened to His Majesty? The Crystal Mysidia. Did we really have to snatch it from the peace-loving people? Never again, even if ordered. Cecil. What's wrong? You're not quite yourself lately. Nothing. Then, please don't look away. In Mysidia, we had to rob from the innocent people. Oh dear. I'm just a dark knight with no courage to disobey His Majesty. The real Cecil I know would never whimper like this. You're going to miss tomorrow, right? If anything should happen to you. Don't worry. Kane is coming too. It's late. Go back to your room. Take care. Thanks, Rosa. Still, I'm just a dark knight. Like, being a dark knight, that's like a really badass thing to be. Come on, Cecil. Let's go, Cecil. Outside the castle is the city of Baron. Let's gather information and equipment in the city. Yeah, you'd think the king would provide you your equipment, but no. So of course, when I started getting into Final Fantasy, when I was a lad, Final Fantasy VI was the newest one, and so that's of course what I played, and I fell in love with it. So for me, going back to 4 was a little quaint. I never really considered it as good as 6, and so whenever I wanted to... Thus, the Dark Knight Cecil was expelled from his command as a captain of the Red Wings. And he and Dragoon Kane left Baron for the village Mist, in a valley enclosed in deep fog. Airships had been a dream of many people. After the realization of that dream came greed and ambition. Through its fleet of airships, Baron became the most powerful nation. But why is Baron seeking the crystals? Why do the monsters keep increasing? The crystal was shedding its light silently. So, you know, throughout the years, whenever I felt like playing a nice old school Final Fantasy game, it was always 6, because I loved it a lot. So 4 mostly got neglected. My brother, however, he's older than me, and so he had been gaming for longer, and so he grew up with Final Fantasy IV. And so he loved this game a lot. Like, he played this many, many times over, just hours and hours playing Final Fantasy IV, and I'm pretty sure he always thought it was better than 6, but I think he just kind of grew up with 4. He grew up with 6 as well. It wasn't that big of a difference, but yeah, I think he just had a soft spot for 4, and so that's really why I continued to try and give it a try, but it just never matched 6 for me. I got decently far in this game at one point, but I've never beaten it, so. But that's all gonna change. Alright, so here's the very pretty looking overworld. Very, very good looking. Let's go ahead and save. Saving is good if it sticks around. Let's go ahead into the menu here, and I'm actually going to turn off the shader, just because I want to see what it looks like. If I know how to turn off the shader. I actually have no idea. I have no idea how to turn off the shader. I can turn on like a traditional shader, I suppose. I guess that's more accurate. You can see it's wildly different. I mean, I'm okay with this. This is pretty much what I grew up with. The shader I was running, it's not even like that insane of a shader, but it definitely smoothed out a lot of things in this game. Alright, so we're gonna go into town, and we're gonna be looting stuff. Out of my way, lady. And we want to get in the water. Tent. Is there anything else in here? There's 2 tents. There we go. Why is there another block there? Oh, I guess it was a chest under the water. Alright. This guy's directions are really convoluted. Go east. Go south across the bridge. Yeah. And down the path until you turn east where the bridge is going. Yeah, okay. I mean, you could just say, like, the southeast of the town. And there's the old lady. Oh, there you go. I'm on to you. And look at all it. You got a heal in here. What else is in here? 2 heals and a life are in here. Hardly necessary to finish the game. I'm sure I never got this before. Alright. I don't think I even need a walkthrough. The only reason I'm using a walkthrough is because I like finding all those little things. But I think we're probably okay to keep moving. So, you know, Final Fantasy 3, I didn't really get to review it, and I don't know how well I can review it. As far as the gameplay systems involved, I think way better than Final Fantasy 2 was. It offers, you know, a lot of the choice and flexibility of making the party the way you want it to be, letting you play the game the way you want to play it, in a way. I mean, some of the things they decided with the boss difficulty in some situations sort of prohibits you. But for the most part, you know, there's a lot of choice there with all the jobs, but, you know, they fixed the whole stat leveling thing. They just sort of automated all that, and a lot of things are automated and made much more convenient and simplified. There's no magic leveling. I actually really liked the MP system. It was very Vancian, and I thought it was cool. So with Final Fantasy IV, then they decided to ditch the whole job system for something unique, I guess. I mean, they still have the job system, but you're not really in control of what jobs the characters have. Oh, who is it? They decided, you know, these characters are all going to have an identity throughout this story, and their class, their job is part of their identity, and so to change that means effectively they don't really have an identity. And so their jobs will, some of them will change a little bit, as you'll see. But yeah, for the most part, you know, their job is tied to who they are, and that allows for, I think, a stronger narrative. Because, you know, Cecil being a Dark Knight and what he becomes throughout the course of the story is really, it's really meaningful. Whereas, you know, if he was a fighter and then he was a thief and then he was a monk and then he's a white mage for like a boss battle and then blah blah blah, he's nothing. He isn't really a character. You don't care about what he's doing or anything like that. So it was a big change. It was a brand new approach, and of course, I think it paid off big. Because you know, pretty much all the characters in Final Fantasy IV are highly memorable. Mostly because of what they do, you know, what their job is. Kain is the Dragoon. Cecil is the Dark Knight that becomes something more than that. You know, Tella is he is the wizard. Rosa is the white mage. And these things, you know, I just know after all these years, just because that's how it is. Whereas just Final Fantasy V, which attempts, you know, to have sort of a similar scope of narrative, but the main characters can flip through any jobs they want, means I don't remember any of their names or anything. I don't remember anything. Leave now. Is it a monster? Well, we're about to find out, Kane. No, it's 6 imps, actually, so it's 6 monsters. As you can tell, this cave is pretty easy. You definitely hold your hand at the start here. But there is our first boss battle coming up. So I think as far as like big upgrades for the series, like the big monumental games in the series that really change things, I think aside from Final Fantasy VII, which probably is like the biggest, I think Final Fantasy IV is probably the runner-up. And I say that as, you know, it's in my top 5 Final Fantasies right now, I guess, but I think it was big, it was important shit. Return now and I will not harm you. Show up. Do you still wish to go on? Yes. We must deliver this package to the village of Mist. Then I must. The mist is gathering. Alright, so we have D-Mist, I think is the Mist Dragon. And you'll notice that he just attacked while I was deciding a command. Because now we have the active time battle system. That was a new invention as well. Which would influence the next, 6 games. And this boss is pretty easy. At some point he's going to shift into mist form right now, in which case he will just he's going to counterattack if you hit him, as you'll see. Cold mist. Do not fight now. Fighting when mist will freeze you with breath. Pretty simple. So with the active time battle system then, there's a hidden meter. From what I understand, the Game Boy Advance version shows you the meter, and I know 6 shows you the meter. I don't know about 5. But there is a meter that goes up to determine when your turn is and when the enemy's turn is, and it's active time battle, so the whole process is... It's still considered turn-based, but if I just left the game running in this game, I would eventually die, whereas in the first 3 games, nothing would ever happen. So it adds to the difficulty a little bit, because you're trying to make quick decisions so you don't just get wailed upon. There you have it. D-Mist is dead. It says save the game immediately upon exiting. Really? I don't know why, but okay. This is the Village Mist. Seems like a nice place. Package opened automatically. Oh, God. Oh, God. Yeah, so somehow they filled a box with monsters, and it somehow knew when it was in the village, automatically open, and blows up the place. What? We brought this package to burn the village. Why? Mommy, Mommy. Who's that? My mom's dragon fell, so my mom did too. I've heard of the people with the power to summon monsters. They are callers. Shot callers. We defeated the dragon, so her mother is gone also. You've beaten my mother's dragon. We didn't mean to do this to your mother. His Majesty wanted to wipe out the callers of this village and used us to do it. Incredible. I don't know if that's the right word you want to use here, Cecil. I'm afraid we must do away with her, too. Oh, Cain. She's just a kid. You dare to renounce your loyalty to His Majesty? Forget it. Never again will I follow such an order. Well, Cecil, I knew you'd say so. I won't let you do it alone. Cain? I owe His Majesty much. Still, I cannot disgrace the Dragoons. Yeah! Then will you... But Baron is the mightiest country in the world. It's impossible for us to challenge his might alone. We must gather other countries. And you know, we must rescue Rosa. Thank you, Cain. Not for your sake. Let's get out of here fast. What about that girl? We can't leave her here alone. Listen, it's dangerous here. Come with us, okay? No! Let's take her! No, go away! Wait, please. Go away! I hate you! I hate you all! And so, girl summons creature. Oh yeah. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. And his quake is powerful enough to reshape the mountains. It's pretty powerful. Pretty powerful stuff. Oh, she's all right. Cain. Cain? Cain! I can't stay here any longer. I have to escape from Baron with this girl. He scoops her up in his mouth. And away we go. So we no longer have access to the village mist, because the mountains have rearranged. So our only path is forward. Against 4 Sandmen. So yeah, we're halfway through the 2D Final Fantasy games with this one. Into the Super Nintendo era, which has 3 games. This is probably the era that I'm most excited about playing, even though I'm familiar with all 3 of them. They're some of my favorites. I mean, this is where grinding starts to get really good. Alright, she must rest. Welcome. Oh, take her to the room. Hurry up. Money? No, that's okay. Go ahead. Thank you. You okay? I haven't heard your name yet. I know I have done an awful thing. I can't ask for your forgiveness. But at least, let me protect you, please. Oh man, we gotta babysit. Uh-oh. Oh shit, Cecil, oh god! I finally found you, Cecil. Wait! His Majesty decided that the Callers of Mist are too dangerous to be left alive. What? Hand her over. No! And so the fight begins. So you can win this fight instantly by killing the officer. Although instantly is a bit of a optimistic term. It's really just easier to wipe out the soldiers. I guess we'll take out 2 and then maybe kill the officer. I think that might give more XP, because if you kill the soldiers... Oh shit. I fucked up. The officer flees. Yeah. Yeah, you get more XP and more money if you kill the officer. I messed up, but it's alright. That's what grinding is for. I just slaughtered 3 men. Did I get you in trouble? I'm sorry. It's for me to apologize. Well, I know you can't forgive me, but you protected me. I'm Rydia. Caller Rydia join. Yeah, it could be Rydia. I honestly have no idea. I'm going with Rydia. It flows a little bit better. Scoop her up in my big strong arms, and let's go. Alright, so... let's go into the armor shop. And we're gonna buy a... what is he suggest? A cap and an iron ring, huh? Is that for Rydia? And she can use everything, so... sell all of Kane's equipment. I didn't take it. Oh, I think I was supposed to. Oh wow, that's not a big deal. That's what grinding is for. Now we'll do our weapon shopping. But first, an ether. What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? We got nothing. We got nothing. Well, I mean, that's not exactly... I mean, I guess I should buy... I'm gonna buy a bow. This is 1 arrow for 10 bucks. I mean, every shot I take with her costs me 10 bucks. Oh yeah, I remember that. That's a little weird. The top slot is always front row. Second slot is always back row. Third slot top row. Fourth back row. Fifth slot top front row. Yeah, and you can change it to switch, but yeah, all right. So let's equip her. We still do not have optimal. So, them's the breaks. Just deal with it, really. She already has all that, so... I have the full shadow set. Why did I buy that? Why did I buy this? Hey, why did I buy that? I don't know. Who's that? Rosa! Rosa. Cecil. Don't leave me, Cecil. Hey, what's wrong with her? We need sand ruby to cure the fever, but it is in the lair of the monster called Antlion. Damn. So now the walkthrough suggests leveling up with Rydia. And yeah, that's usually what I tend to do at this point. Because she's kind of nothing. She lost you know, the ability to summon Dwayne The Rock Johnson. All she can do is summon a Chocobo, and she can only do that once right now. She's got 30 HP, level 1. She's just worthless. Yeah, I mean, that's probably what I'm gonna do. See, yeah, nothing there, nothing there, nothing there. But you see they expanded, you know, all the menus and the interface. They expanded the party size to 5. They just made all these changes. And that's how that works. And Rydia gained a level and learned Ice. Gained another level, learned Cure. Yeah, the levels come fairly quick. She doubled her mana capacity. Alright, well, I guess that's it. I'm going to be doing some grinding here because I enjoy it. And we'll pick back up with Cecil and his girl next time because we need to cure Rosa. Our love. And the adventure is just starting. Plenty more to go. There is sure to be some wacky characters in our future. So, yeah, Final Fantasy IV. Again, I'm bummed about Final Fantasy III. I am. But losing that much progress is just I mean, not only the 9 hours that I had recorded, but also all the grinding time, which was at least 3 hours. So, no go. But, on to greener pastures. My name is Mangg. Game you're watching has been Final Fantasy IV. I'll see you fine folks in the next part.